Hola, chess people. Coach Matthew back with a training tip. This is a chess quickie. It's going to be a very quick video. This was mentioned in the prior online stream, but the mic was cut out and this discussion wasn't recorded. And rather than overlay audio and post the stream, I'm just going to post this separately. So the subject is what to do with a student, with a player who goes too fast. They move way too quickly and suffer. They're not a competent blitz player, for whatever the reason. What can we do to remedy that? Well, first of all, for those of us who are working with very young players or beginning players, make sure they're encouraged to go slow, positively. Encourage them to take their time and think. Use their eyes, use their mind. There is no rush. It's very important. Once the student develops the bad habit of moving too quickly, it is extremely hard to break, if not impossible, for some players to properly slow down. So it's best to be avoided at all costs. Now, some players, and I've seen them from the Bay Area and elsewhere, some players can just flat out blitz from the time they get going, but they are few and far between. And hats off to those players, they're exceptional. If a player does start to develop this bad habit, what can we do? Well, there's a very unpopular technique that I find to be extremely effective, and it's say the move chess. That's what we call it. It's not a variant per se. The pieces move and capture the same. The goal is the same. Everything is the same, except for the fact that the player moving for their side, they can't move. The opponent will move for them. They have the decision as to what their army's move is, and they'll communicate that verbally to the opponent. They will say the move. They'll speak the move. For instance, if player with the white pieces wants to play pawn d4 on move 1, would they physically move the d2 pawn to d4 themselves? No. They would tell their opponent d4, and the opponent, the player behind the black pieces, would then move the d2 pawn to d4. Say the move, and in kind for the other player. Now, if you're a parent or a trainer of a student who's just moving way too fast and you want them to basically not move anything, you can move your own pieces and move theirs as well. But this is to slow down the player who's developing the bad habit of going way too fast. It forces that student to visualize their move rather than just moving their hand out and blundering, moving with no thought. Other techniques you can try to slow down the player that goes too quickly, you can have them sit on their hands, and physically their hand will be underneath their leg, and it'll take a little longer for them to bring their hand out to make the move. That's not nearly as effective. That can be difficult to enforce, and still doesn't necessarily slow down the player nearly enough. In my experience using the say the move exercise, a fair percentage of the group class, we're talking a third, a quarter, will really be against this at the beginning. But when the student sees the benefit of slowing down, they'll get it. They'll get it very quickly. When they see that their results improve, that they understand more of what's going on, they gather more information, they're in more control, they'll see the fruits of their labor. So say the move chess. You speak your intended move to the opponent, and they will make the move physically on your behalf. You are in control of your moves, you just can't physically move. Say the move chess. Thank you for watching.